Yeah, Timothee Chalamet is 100% winning an Oscar because I just watched his new movie Marty Supreme early, so here's my full spoiler-free thoughts on the best and worst parts of the film. So if you don't know, this movie is about a ping pong player named Marty Mauser, and he is determined to become one of the all-time greats at this sport, and he's really trying to push the sport's popularity forward in America. And while yes, this movie is heavily about ping pong, you're watching lots of different ping pong games be played. I feel like the better way to describe it is like a mix of the tones of Wolf of Wall Street and Catch Me If You Can, because this movie is absolutely insane from start to finish, which isn't really a surprise when you consider the fact that this movie was directed by Josh Safdie, who obviously worked with his brother Benny Safdie to make Uncut Gems, an incredibly intense film. Timothée Chalamet truly gives an amazing performance in this movie. Like, he is super charming and funny in this film at times. In the first half especially, he has lots of different jokes that honestly the line delivery is just so perfect. But at the same time, this is a movie about a guy who is driven to insane levels of trying to be great, and the arrogance and ego on this guy is really crazy to witness. There is not a line he will not cross to try to get ahead, to get some money, to be able to pay for his trips, to play ping pong. He truly just wants to become the greatest player in the world and will not stop at anything to achieve that goal. So he really does a great job at balancing all those different sides of the character into one incredible performance. I will truly feel bad for him if he doesn't win the Oscar. He really deserves it, especially compared to the other performances this year. One thing I really love about this movie is the music overall. Like, the soundtrack is mostly made up of songs from the 1980s, despite the fact that this movie is set in the 50s, which just gives it a really fun electric vibe. Like, the song that starts playing during the opening credits and the one that ends the film with the ending credits are both absolutely perfect needle drops. And the musical score is also so insanely over the top and dramatic, but in the best way possible. Like, you'll be watching a scene of Marty walking up a flight of steps or something, but the music playing in the background is like the most beautiful, intense thing you've ever heard in your life, and it just takes the scene to an entirely new level. There are lots of really great supporting performances in this movie as well. Like, Odessa Azion is so chaotically great in this film. Like, she matches the tone of the movie and the level of performance Timothée Chalamet is giving in a great way. If you don't know, her character Rachel in the movie pretty much is friends with benefits to Marty. That's how we'll describe her. And I really feel like this is going to be a huge breakout role for Odessa, and it reminds me again of Wolf of Wall Street, because honestly, the performances from her and Timothée Chalamet in this film really feel similar to what Leo and Margot were doing in Wolf of Wall Street, and even them being in like similar places in their career. Like, Wolf of Wall Street was Margot's big breakout role. This could easily be the same for Odessa. I know Leo was older, but he still had not won an Oscar at this point in Wolf of Wall Street, and I feel like everybody considers this to be one of his best performances ever that he should have won for. Hopefully Timmy can rewrite history and actually win for his performance in this movie though. Kevin O'Leary, yes, the guy from Shark Tank, plays pretty much who he is in real life. He's just this rich, super unlikable guy that realizes, hey, there's some money to be made in the world of ping pong before it gets really popular in the United States. And I can't lie, I was kind of surprised he didn't absolutely ruin this movie. He's actually pretty good in this film. Like, the scenes between him and Timmy talking, he's actually like pretty intimidating in this and has some really good line deliveries. Another non-actor that had a great performance in this film is Tyler, the Creator. Yes, the rapper. He is in this film as the character Wally, who is a friend to Marty, and honestly the dynamic between those two is just so fun and chaotic every time they're on screen. I wish he had more screen time, honestly, but he makes the most of what he does have in this film. Gwyneth Paltrow is also in this movie. She plays this actor that really hasn't been acting for the last couple of years. She's kind of washed up. A lot of people don't really remember who she is, but when Marty spots her on a trip, he kind of becomes infatuated with her and with the goal of pretty much hooking up with her. Not only is Gwyneth really good in this, I think her character is like the perfect counterpart to everything Marty's trying to achieve. He wants to become the greatest, most world famous ping pong player ever, yet he is infatuated with this woman who has kind of become forgotten by Hollywood and nobody knows of anymore. So that dynamic between these two characters is really interesting to see, just the difference in their mindsets and everything. And honestly, it was just refreshing to see Gwyneth Paltrow in another movie like this. She is actually really good. But to put it in the most simple terms possible, the best thing about this movie is that it just simply has the sauce. Like, this movie flows so perfectly from the very opening scene to the end credits. It's like 2.5 hours long, but the editing is flawless. It just moves so quickly. It feels like an hour movie. The energy never lets up through this entire film. Like I said, it's super chaotic. You got everybody just yelling and screaming over each other. That classic like Uncut Gems type of dialogue going on here. But that combined with the different music and the score, as I highlighted earlier, it just makes this to be a super entertaining experience that I think everybody is going to enjoy. So as of right now, I'm going to give this movie a very strong 9 out of 10, but honestly, the more I think about it, it might get bumped up to a 10. It's really just a near perfect experience. If you've seen the movie or are excited for it, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see all my other movie reviews on the channel, like Avatar Fire and Ash that I absolutely hated, click the video above my head right now.